you're not, then welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania if you're new here. So today we're going to be playing with Nabla Cosmetics. I did get the Trendmood Box with all of Nabla's new release, the side-by-side collection. So it comes with the glitter palette, the side-by-side palette, the brush collection, like their holiday stuff. So we are going to get into this. We're going to unbox it together, play with the palette and the brushes and just everything. So I'm super excited to get into this. Please don't forget to subscribe before we get started. I would really appreciate it. Hit that like button and let's jump in. Okay, so here is the Trendmood Box. So this is my first time ordering one since they're always sold out. And I always work like when she releases them. So it's just, I don't know. I got really salty after there was one I really wanted and it sold out like super fast. So that is why I'm just like, finally I got a box that I wanted. I stopped like trying. I don't know. I'm that type of person. But the box, it's so, like, I know it's stupid, but I'm just like, oh, it's so trend mood. And then it has, like, the big Nabla logo inside. Alright, so let's get into the good stuff. So you get the eyeshadow palette, the side-by-side, and then you also get the ruby glitters. I haven't ordered, like, I like Nabla Cosmetics a lot, but I haven't ordered anything for like over a year from them. So I have two palettes and I really like the formulas. Some can be a little chunky, just depending, but I don't mind that. So it just kind of depends on preference. And then you get their mascara and then this little set of brushes. And I've had weird taste lately, okay? So I was really excited for the brushes. I feel like it's like the one thing where I'm like, I could always use more brushes, always. Between cleaning them, I'm just like, yes. So, I mean, I will say, like, first impression wise, because they're clear, they don't look like the, you know, like the most expensive brushes by any means, but I'm totally fine with that. At least I'll know what I'm reaching for, but you get a nice amount of brushes in here. Like, this is perfect for eye looks, so I'm super excited to, like, dig into these. I've never tried anything from them except for the eyeshadow palettes, and then you get the mascara. So something you could do, like, I'm obviously going to dig into these brushes, but say you wanted to order the box, like, I think $44 is a really good deal for what you're getting. And then, like, say if you didn't want that, it comes with these, like, cute little bag. You could always gift something else in the box if you're not going to use it. Like, for me, I'm probably not going to use the mascara, at least for a while, because I have lashes on. Okay, so now that everything's unboxed, let me show you guys close-ups. So these are the brushes it comes with. So you see you have a pretty wide variety of different types of brushes. I really like that they included a eyeshadow brush as well. So they have one with a spoolie and then an actual brush on the other side, so double-ended. But I will say, like, you guys can tell, like, by the clearness, and then this is like a metallic up top. Aesthetically, they feel very soft, so I think they're going to be very functional. But for my preferences, I don't really like the clear. I just feel like it makes things seem a little bit cheaper. I'm like that with everything, like kind of like the KKW lipsticks and stuff. Whereas, like, even though this palette is clear, it looks high-end. So this is the 4 glitter shades. I'm sure the glitter is going to get everywhere, but yeah. And then the other thing I was going to say about the brushes is they feel soft. I think that they're going to be like little workhorses. I'm sure I'll reach for them. But I do like brushes that feel a little bit more weighted than what they are. And brushes, I think, are completely personal preference. So I just wanted to mention that. And then let's look at the eyeshadow palette. So you got the glitter, and then you have this is the palette. So you have a nice big mirror on one side, and then these are the shades. So definitely, you know, obviously neutral, something we've, you know, you're probably not missing this from your collection unless you're a beginner. So again, like, you could always split up the box into like other gifts if you weren't going to use it. But like I said, I think it's a great way to at least try the brand, especially if you haven't never tried it before. So I'm excited for it. I'm going to swatch at least the shimmers real quick just to see what we want to go in with. All right, with the lighting turned down, here are all the shimmers. So you have some nice options. Like I said, like, this is definitely, you know, I have these colors in my collection. They were all fairly smooth, except for like the one rose gold shade was a little bit chunkier, but like I said, I like that. So it just kind of depends, but you have a nice neutral option, whether you wanted to go warm toned or cool toned. So that is something I like about this palette. All right, in terms of the glitters, this is what we're looking like. So those are super pretty. They aren't exactly like, I can dig into the pan. I'll show you guys like what it looks like when I actually swatch. It does adhere pretty well. So that's a plus, but I still have a lot left over on my finger. I'm trying to decide if I want a glitter mess today or not. I don't. Maybe a tiny bit. But they are really pretty shades. I really, really like them. Okay, so I'm going to start with the brushes. I'm going to go in with the eyeshadow palette, obviously. They do have this giant one, which for some people might be fine to use as an eyeshadow blending brush. For me, it's either one I would use. Ooh, I'm like, don't get glitter in them. I might need to go wash my hands first because I'm like, no. Once you get it somewhere, it's everywhere. But it's a little bit too big for my eye space. What I would do is use it at the end to like blend everything, like just do a final pass type thing so that it all looks smooth. Or I could use this as a highlighting brush and that would be a perfect size for me. So I'm gonna start with the N305, which is the second biggest blending brush. All right, we're gonna go in with Bonjour. Like, I feel like looking at this palette, it does look like it's gonna be like a lot of these shades are gonna be on the lighter side, like maybe not even showing up on me. But I have, like with the other palettes, most of the shades are darker than what they seem in pan. So just, we'll see. I did use the Pilouise primer on my eyes. I now just really, I don't really like to do my foundation first. It's just the way I've been going. It's almost like I'm just like, am I gonna do foundation today? Probably not. Like, today I will, but you know what I mean? Most of the time now I'm just like, no, I'll just start with my eyes and figure it out. Because it doesn't happen that often anymore. But yeah, see what I mean? It is a creamy shade. It's not like it's like, oh, it's super, you know, super deep, but you can layer it, like you can build it up for sure. It's not as sheer as it looks like it's going to be in the pan, or as light as it's going to be in the pan. All right, next I'm going to take the N304. I'm going to go in with Halftime next, which is this shade here. And then I'm going to go in probably with a little bit of Burnt Sienna. So these two shades here. So I'm going to see how much it deepens up with Halftime. But yeah, are you guys into like, this might be, yeah. So I wanted to go in with it first just to see how light it would be. Sometimes I like building up shadows where I don't mind it if they're like, if you have to take a little bit of time. And then sometimes I'm just like, I don't have time for this today. I don't know. So I guess it just depends on your preference. So, but if I wanted to do a super simple look, these are definitely shades I would do as just like a crease color and go for sure. But yeah, I am gonna use some of that Burnt Sienna in there because we'd be here for a long time and I just don't want to do that. So I ended up breaking down. I put up all my Christmas stuff, except for the tree. Everything's up besides the tree. And then I'm glad I did because I wanted to order like stockings, like with their actual names on it. So I looked on Etsy and they were like 3 weeks to get here. So I was like, oh, see, it worked out. So I'm really excited for that, but I love it. I don't know what's going on with me, you guys. I've said this, I'm like, I've aged 30 years in quarantine. Like Bath and Body Works is having their like buy one get one half off, which is not as good as Candle Day in December. But every scent that I used to hate, like my husband's like, you used to hate smells like this, I now love, like woods. Like I don't know what's happening, but I'm just like, no, I want our house to smell like pine trees. And before I used to be like, why would I want that? I used to be all about sweet scents and now I don't want any sweet scents. Well, not any, that's a lie. I did get Marshmallow Fireside, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I've been more excited by candles than I have for probably anything else in the last month. And I used to make fun of YouTubers that were like, candles. I'm like, oh, I don't care about your candle collection. Now I'm like, which one are the best ones? Like, what's happening to me? Please tell me. It's like my 30s hit and I'm just like, I don't know what's happening. So, okay. So I could keep building this up. Like this is definitely, maybe it's just because it's called Burnt Sienna. It definitely gives me like Anastasia vibes, but that also just because I'm thinking of like burnt orange and sienna. I think those are both like shades. And then Tempera is this darker brown, which we're going to use, which I'm pretty sure like in that same palette, the name is like Tempura. So I think that's why I'm just like, it reminds me so much of that. But Everything's blending fine. The brushes are actually really nice. Like I said, it just depends on your, like, I think everyone's brush preferences are a little different in terms of, like, how they want them to feel. But in terms of, like, the actual bristles and the way they're working, perfectly fine. It's just more I like weighted brushes. Are you guys like that? I don't know if that's a weird thing to say, but yeah, this is like a nice deep, like chocolatey brown. So I'm liking the shade a lot. I'm probably gonna have to go in again with Bonjour along the top, just because I want to bring it up a little bit higher. I'm gonna dip into Rarity, which is like the whitish shade, and I'm just gonna dip very lightly into that and just right below the brow. I like that it's matte and they also have shimmers for your inner corner or your brow bone. I really don't put shimmer on, like, underneath my brow bone anymore. It's just, I don't know what happened. So let's go, and we're gonna go in Body and Soul. Like I said, it is a little bit chunkier. I'm gonna take my finger and go in with it. You can also use these wet. My sister and I met yesterday for like coffee, and we're both talking about how much we're like, I don't know if I'll be able to control, like, I think my facial expressions have gotten much worse since wearing a mask, because I'm like, nobody can see them anyway. I had a problem with that before, but I think it's gotten really bad now, where I just make whatever face I want to without, like, any fear that someone's gonna say anything. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, what is it gonna be like when we don't have to wear masks anymore? People are not going to like me. Like, more so like the people that stand in the grocery lines that I'm just like, walk, please. Please walk, please. Because I'm trying to, like, you know, be extra cautious and not, like, step in front of anyone, you know, and I'm just like, it is not going smoothly. So, okay, I like the way this looks. I can definitely deepen up that outer corner a little bit if I want to. I want this to be more of like a wearable look, though. I don't necessarily want to go in too deep, but we'll take a little. So I can go in with a tiny bit of Clan. You can tell it's more of like a smoky, like a dark gray. I almost thought it was like olivey in the pan, but I just swatched it and it's more of like a, I don't want to go in with too much of a black. I'm not, that's just not my style. I don't really go in with a lot of black eyeshadows. So I think mixing these two will be fine. I will say that Clan shade, it did kind of swatch a tiny bit patchy. All right, in the inner corner, we're gonna go in with Ray of Light, which is right here. And that's gonna go in the inner corner. And then, all right, we'll use like a dab of glitter. Okay, why not? We're gonna use, okay. We're gonna use just a little bit of this one. We're gonna just see how it goes. Don't have any foundation on. They are messy, like pressed in there. They're a lot like I want to say the Pixie ones. So we will see, but I would still like maybe use a glitter glue just to be safe. They are like a little chunkier. I only go for like stuff like this when I'm like about to go to a party. You know what I mean? Like something like that where I'm just like, I want a lot of glitter, unless it's like when I'm talking about glitter. Like this is an actual, regardless of the way it feels, it's definitely a glitter. Obviously, they're not eye safe, so just be aware, be careful. I didn't tell you to do anything. And that's really all we're going to put. We're not going to go extreme for that. It did adhere though. Totally fine. Obviously, you can see I have a little bit of fallout, but nothing horrible. And that was from that Clan shade. So I'm going to finish up this eye, put on foundation, and then let's go through the rest. Okay, we definitely need some bronzer in a second, but we're going to finish up the eyes first. So I did go ahead and just put a little bit of liner on. I'm going to use a little bit of the Untitled shade, which is the black shade. I will say they are missing a, like, I like these little flat line brushes. It's definitely something that I don't feel like I could get away without, you know what I mean? Like, it's just something that I have to have, because I don't really put on a lot of liner. I just kind of grab the brushes, I'll put a little black on there, and then I just kind of go underneath to tightline. So for me, I'm just like, I would much rather, if I go in with like an actual like eyeliner, my eyes break out immediately. So I like to have one of these little brushes and just do it with shadow. But like I said, it's all personal preference. So maybe some of you guys are fine. And then I'm just going to kind of blend out what's left over on my lash line. All right, and then they do have this one. So it's just thicker. That's all this, you know, number 204. And let's go in with the burnt sienna shade that we used in the crease. Get nice and smoky. I will say now that the glitter is like on, after I used a wipe, like nothing's fallen down. So that's nice. It's not all over my face. Like, but you never know. You know, like even like the Tati palette, like the glitter on there usually stays pretty much in place. But by the end of the day, it's like it gave up. It was just kind of like, I'm done. Like we did what we were supposed to, kind of thing. So I think glitters are fun. I think they're more fun than what they end up being. And I don't have patience for a glitter glue. It's just not my thing. So I have to like really be in the mood to like do the whole glitter glue thing. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Essentially what I'm saying is I'm very lazy lately and it's just not going to happen. But I do like this brush. I like this brush for this. I just, you know, I wouldn't really use it for trying to get all up in there. I like really tiny brushes though. I think that's just how I am. Like I'm just, oh, woo. My eyes are gonna water so bad. Okay, I'm good. And then I do like that they included this one. It's the N205. So perfect little blending brush, which I use these to blend, and then I also use them to smoke out. So I'm going to use Bonjour and Halftime. So I'm going to blend these two shades. I will say, now that I've used this, one thing about Nabla Cosmetics is I think a lot of brands now, but I would say that they're probably one of those like brands where I kind of get upset that the swatches always look so well done that you were like, oh my gosh, what is that? And then when you kind of get it and you swatch it, it's not that it's like not gorgeous, but you can just tell the way it was fixed and the way that like I hate the Photoshop stuff, you know? I think Pat McGrath is really good at that. Like brands have just gotten to the point where I'm just like, come on, like you might as well not even, I don't know. I find it very annoying. So that could just be my complaint. I swear I'm not a Grinch right now. I'm just trying to give you all the right information, okay? So that is it for the eye look. I think I might just take a little bit. Yes, I need a tiny, tiny brush. I don't know about you guys. It's like little brushes for me save the day. Like little tiny, tiny brushes. So I'm going to dip into that Ray of Light shade, that white shade. And I'm just going to put a little bit of Magic Moment since we didn't use that one. And I'm going to go right there. Okay, let's play with the rest of my face. I am trying to go back to older makeup favorites. So I have not used this brush. I don't know why I was so excited about it, but I love the coloring of it. It's an Ulta Beauty brush, but it was with like Marvel collection. And I was just like, I just want it for the red tip. Who knows if it's gonna bleed or not, but I'm just gonna kind of set a little bit, only because I'm filming. Usually I don't worry about setting my face, but I think I'm gonna take a break and eat a burrito. So I'm just like, I need this to stay for a little bit. So for my bronzer, I'm gonna use this Rituel from Laura Mercier. Yes, this is one of my favorite bronzes. It has a little bit of like pinkiness almost going through it, but I really, really like this shade. I've been using my Charlotte Tilbury a lot and my Hoola Caramel a lot, so it's like lately I just try to go through my drawers and be like, what else can I use? Because I haven't really, like I said, I've been trying not to buy anything and just get use. And it is funny, like something that like didn't awe you before, like you weren't like super excited about, now I'll dip into something and be like, why didn't I use this more? Like I like, it's new again. It's exciting again. Like I'm just like, oh, that's what that did for me. I'm wearing all orange. I'm like, okay, let's try not to look too much like a pumpkin and over bronze, but oh, so pretty. And you can use it as a blush. Like if I wanted to, I could just bring this in more because it has those shades in there, which, you know, are like my perfect like non-blush shades. I'm just like, I don't even need a blush. I'm one of those people. All right, I'm gonna use this old old favorite, Wild Honey by Becca. Still, if you ask me what I would, if I were to lose every blush I had, this would be a first purchase. This Wild Honey and, what is it, my NARS, what's the NARS one? I know somebody knows, but these neutrally shades are by far my favorite shades of blush. All right, for highlight, I'm gonna use my Jaclyn Hill palette. So I just kind of mix whatever shades I feel like mixing. All right, I'm gonna use this Lorac Pro Contour palette. I don't use this a lot. I mean, I don't think anyone really contours a whole lot right now. But I still do little areas. I never do it on camera, so I thought it'd be good to just show you guys. But I do pick up like the medium contour shade. I don't do a lot to my nose because my nose shape is just not the best for contour. I just don't prefer it on me. But I will go in with the shade right below my lip. I'll do the tiniest bit. Oh, ho, ho. I have a glitter mustache. So, it's glitter. It's going to get everywhere. That's it. That's all I have to say. It did not adhere as well as I thought because I'm like, I have a lot of glitter down there. But yeah, I go just in between my Cupid's bow. And then if I want to, I will take the tiniest bit and just go in right through there. But I don't take it all the way down the nose. I like naturally have like a weird line across my nose that I've had my whole life. And that's just never going to go away. So those are kind of the areas. And then sometimes I will chisel out my jaw more. If I'm just feeling a little like shitty that day and I'm just like, you gained some weight. So yeah, it just depends. For lips, I'm going to go in with this Patrick Ta liner. This is Precision Crayon. I know that. You know what? She's something. We know that. She's strong. Have you guys ever ordered a Trendmood box though? Like, what do you think? What have you guys gotten? Like, I feel like she does pretty good boxes. I mean, I haven't, like I said, there's only been one where I really tried to get it and I couldn't get it. So I think she's doing better with like having more in stock, which is great. And I would totally buy more in the future. Lips wise, we are going to go in with the new Natasha Denona in Maria. So finally got this shade. They sent me the wrong shade 2 times. It's still pretty nude. I thought it was going to be a little more on the pinky side, but I will probably just end up putting a gloss over it and it'll be fine. Yeah, we're going to put this Yas shade by Bare Minerals just in the center because I feel like when you have this nude of a lip, I'm like, at least make it shiny, Make it shiny. All right, guys, so this is the finished look. Even though I was like a little bit like, I don't know about this palette, I really like the way my look came out with. Gosh, this is the year where I'm just like, what is happening to my speech? Like I'm just like, things are not coming out the way they should. I don't know what's happening. So anyways, though, I like the look. I will say, I think because I got the box, like this is a $44 box, it came super fast. Trendmood, like, great job. And I like the options in there. If I had gotten this separately, like as just the palette, I don't think I wouldn't have been upset, but I wouldn't have been excited. You know what I mean? Like I'm happy I got it in the Trendmood box. This is pretty much like this paid for the box. Like this alone is $39 on on Ulta's website. And then you're making it up with like the glitter palette was $25. So just these 2 products alone, you're getting a much better deal. So I would definitely jump on the website if you're interested, or if you can think of it as like a gift for somebody or break it up into different gifts. I think that's also a really great idea. But if you haven't tried the company, I think this is a great way to like introduction. Obviously I didn't use the mascara because I have my lashes on, which now have glitter in them. Hey, yeah. Okay. But yeah, I would say it's not that because I don't like this. The only shade I had an issue with was the Clan shade. I find it to be a little bit patchy. Let me swatch the darker shades for you. Some of their mattes come off a little on the drier side, not much though, but for some reason that Clan shade, and you can kind of see when I swatch the deeper shades, they do take some layering up. So just be aware of that. But I will say, if you're looking at Nabla, I really, really like, this is one of my favorite palettes of theirs, and this is the Soul Blooming. These shades just are, they're still in the neutral side, but I'm a pink lover, so I think this one just calls my name a little bit more than the Side by Side palette. But it is still a really good nude palette. Like I said, it's not going to be anything new to most of us. And the brushes, I actually really like them. Of course, like, no matter what brush it is, I have different preferences than other people do. Just for my eyes, I like little brushes. So I think I'll get a lot of use out of them. I have nothing bad to say, and I'm happy I kept them, and I'm going to continue to use them. So overall, I would say it's a good value for what you're getting, and I think it's exciting to get a box full of stuff, and it's a great way to try a new brand. I don't really have anything bad to say. Like, I'm pleasantly surprised. But yeah, I will definitely keep trying to get Trendmood boxes when there's stuff that interests me. It's just more so like she just releases at a time where I'm like, I'm at work, I cannot. But yeah, I would jump on there and check it out if you are interested in the brand. It's a great way. So that is it for me. Please don't forget to subscribe before we get started. Like I said, let me know if you guys have tried any Trendmood boxes. What do you think? Do you like Nabla Cosmetics? All that good stuff down in the comments below. I love talking to you guys down there, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.